Welcome to Category 5 Technology TV, episode number 340 for Tuesday, the 25th of March, 2014. My name's Robbie Ferguson.
My name's Erika Lalonde. It was nice to see everyone.
Just thought I'd let that rest and just see what she does next.
Here's what's
Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys. Here's what's coming up in the newsroom. So, do you use Outlook? Microsoft may be reading your email, and they are legally allowed to do so.
Yikes.
Now a pen can tell you when you write a spelling mistake, and Twitter has been blocked in Turkey, and Sony is bringing virtual reality to the PS4. Stick around for these stories. They're coming up in the newsroom later on in the show.
Thanks, Erica. Tonight we have a slight change of plans because we've got so many of your viewer questions in this week. We felt it important to drop everything, and we are holding a Viewer Question Extravaganza just for you. I'm also going to be sending a lucky chat room recipient a pack of stickers from Category 5's merch store. So much time and so little to do. Wait a minute, flip that, reverse it. Thank you. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a great show.
This is Category 5 Technology TV. Starring Sasha Dermatis, Hillary Rumble, Krista Wells, Eric Kidd, and your host, Robbie Ferguson.
This is Category 5 Technology TV. So nice to have you here. It's Robbie Ferguson and Erika Lalonde.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight?
How you been?
Good.
It's been a while, it feels like.
Yes, it has felt like it's been a while, but it's been going great. I finally moved into my first place on my own.
Got the new pad?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I moved in last weekend. Everything's been great. Finishing up school's final exams. If there's anyone else in exams, and they would understand.
They'll sympathize with you.
They understand. They can relate to the.
Makes sense.
To everything coming down at the last second, last minute, very last minute, handing something in at 11:59 when it's due at 12. Feels good.
Don't miss it. Don't miss it at all. I'm getting nervous just thinking about it.
Yeah, isn't it?
Cramming before an exam and then passing with flying colors.
Passing with the 50. No, I'm just kidding.
So it's a lovely winter that we're having this spring.
Yes.
How is this affecting work? I guess the ski hills, are they still up and operational?
No, they're done.
They're done?
I don't know why. Everyone, all the instructors...
I don't know why. I mean, it's March, but it is snowing.
But it is.
And 40 below.
We were for ski instructors, we were graced to have so much snow this long, and then the ski hills are like, oh, I guess we're tired, so we're just gonna stop operation.
We've made enough money.
Yeah, exactly.
Here,
They're like, we've made enough money.
Don't want to mess with our budgets.
Yeah, we don't need to just prolong it. I'm just like, but we have snow. Like, we never have snow this long.
We have snow.
We have.
When she says we have snow, like I'm still shoveling a foot of snow from my driveway each morning. Come on.
I'm quite enjoying the apartment life now. No more shoveling. No more
taking care of it. That's
nice.
Brilliant. I had received quite an honor this week. If you haven't noticed on our website, there is a little bit of a mention there, but the Get VoIP's top 100 tech podcasters for 2014 was announced. And lo and behold, I'm honored to be on that list. So you can find out more through our website, category5.tv. Yours truly on the top 100 tech podcasters this year. So quite honored.
Mm-hmm.
We have our Category 5 Technology TV t-shirts. You can get them at shop.category5.tv. There's still time to get your order in. Make sure if you're planning to get an order through that you do that right away, because we are going to be placing an order with our manufacturers very, very soon. I don't know if you noticed, but my chair, I said this just before the show, I'm literally sinking. I think my hydraulics are messed up here, so we might have fun tonight. You might notice that I'm constantly messing with my hydraulics, so there we go. Erika, I'll let you take the TPN.
Awesome. Just letting you know that Category 5 TV is a member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here at cat5.tv/TPN, and the International Association of Internet Broadcasters at cat5.tv/IAIB.
You can also check out our mobile website, m.cat5.tv. Make sure you scan that code or just visit the website from your mobile browser, and you'll be able to get onto our mobile site that has live streaming video, audio, and on-demand video. Very cool. Also, big, huge announcement for Category 5 long-term fans. This is a big deal for us here at the show. For the first time ever in the whole history of Category 5 Technology TV, you can go to our website, and we have all of the episodes that are available are right there on our website, category5.tv. Quite excited about this, and very, very thankful to Jot from our community of viewers who committed a astronomical amount of time over the past month in order to make it happen. So going through old notes and everything. So when we first started the show, it was just a small little thing that never was meant to blow up to this size. We started it, I started it on a Joomla blog, and so when we finally decided, I decided, okay, well, obviously we need our own website, but then all that old content, where is it? Because moving on to a new website, there was so much content to move over to a new website, it just didn't happen. So we started with, season 3, 4, 5, 6, and here we are in season 7. Now you can get seasons 1 through 7, so you can see how
it's progressed.
It's just unbelievable how far the show has come. Starting with a cheap little...
I remember watching the first episodes, and even the resolution, and
a 240p webcam.
Yeah, and then you see it's kind of, you're just sitting at a desk, no fancy stuff going around, and it's interesting, but it was good.
I think that the content is there, and that's what's really, really neat about the show. Even if you go back to those, first and second season episodes, even though some of the products don't exist anymore, some of them have evolved into something else, changed names or whatever. But
it's good to know the history of where everything comes from.
And there's a lot of info there, a lot of, and things like you think about GNU image manipulation program. Sure, they've come leaps and bounds, and it's a better product now, and it's a completely different version than we demoed. But a lot of the things that we showed are still valid. So you can still, it transcends the version. So that's pretty cool. So again, big thanks to Jot. Everybody in the chat room, send a wave to Jot and say thanks for all the work that he's done there to get that ready. And all that is also to prepare us, because in 2 weeks' time, we have our new Roku channel starting up. And not to spend too much time on that, because we do have a show that's going to be dedicated to the Roku in 2 weeks, April 8th. And very, very excited that you're going to actually find a certified, absolutely official Category 5 TV channel in the Roku channel store. So make sure you watch for that. If you haven't already got a Roku, it is a little device. It fits into this box. It looks like that. And there are different versions. There's even one now that is a stick, and you can pre-order it. It's only like $50. This one here costs, I think it was closer to about $100. So they're pretty cheap, considering you get all of your programming from Plex and Netflix, Crackle, TED Talks, Category 5 Technology TV, Vivo, MLS. There are live sports programs that are available on the Roku. So you can get one of those at cat5.tv/Roku, and that's ROKU. There goes my chair again. I wonder why I keep going like this through the whole show. That's me. That's me. So get a Roku. cat5.tv/Roku. Awesome.
Oh, good guy's saying he has a Roku 2X S.
XS. Cool.
XS.
So get on, make sure you watch for the channel, which is coming in 2 weeks' time. All right. Well, we've got a lot of viewer questions tonight. Before we get into them, wanted to step onto our website, Category5TV, and show you a couple of the hidden sort of exciting features about the way that our player works. And if you've been to our website, you know that it's, pretty well laid out as far as getting around and finding what you need. But here are the episodes, right? So if I click on this episode number 337 with Sasha, and I scroll down, here's the player here, and I can keep going, and there are show notes that have, a vast amount of information regarding the episode. There are related episodes near the bottom, and links to download and everything. There we are. Okay. So, a couple of things with this player that you may or may not know. If you click in the player, you can start and stop it, but single clicking into the player will activate the player so that you can now use keyboard shortcuts. So I'm going to show you a couple of those tonight, which are kind of interesting. My spacebar will start and stop the video at perfect points in the video, as you can see. Escape will actually stop the video, and F will change to full screen. So if we're playing and I hit F, it will instantly jump up to full screen and have excellent quality for a web streaming video. And then space again to pause. Check out some of the fun stuff that we have. If you use your up and down arrows, you can actually adjust the volume.
Here is what's coming up in the newsroom.
If you use the left and right, you can in fact skim over or seek to different times in the video. Speaking of seeking, we have hotkeys from 0 to 9, which are going to go to the beginning of the video at 0, 10% at 1, 20% at 2. So you can, in fact, jump around the video. If you want to go halfway through the video, just hit 5, and you're at exactly the 50% mark. You can see that that's where it's loaded up to. If you don't have time to watch the show in real time, hold in your left shift key and use the right button. You'll see that now it's playing a little bit faster and a lot faster. 1.5 is probably usable. Or if you want, just for fun, you can even slow it down to a crawl. But hey, you can speed it up to 1.5, and we can talk like this, and we can start going like this, and we can... and the tutorials are crazy. But it works.
But it would be helpful too, even for myself, looking at some of the coding demos and certain things. If you need to have it slowed down, that would definitely help.
There you go. And just being able to quickly get there, quickly switch to full screen mode, nice and easy. There is another hotkey for muting, which is a quick M on your keyboard that instantly turns off the sound, which is brilliant if the phone rings and you don't want to stop it. And I want to show you something that is perhaps one of the coolest features of our player. I mean, it's pretty sophisticated. Of course, there are some other things. For example, if you want to start at a specific point, let's say we want to grab from the top stories, I can actually push the play button next to that, and the link has changed now to feature the timestamp at the end of the link. So now if I copy that link, it will automatically start at that point in the video for anyone that I send it to. That's cool. But that, surprisingly, is not the coolest feature on our system. Go up to the top of the page and click on Login or Register. And if you haven't already got a registered account, you can register now for free. But what we want to do is we want to actually log in. So I'm just going to log in as myself here. And as soon as you're logged in, you'll see up at the top of the page, it'll say hello, and it'll be your name instead of hello guest. So now that we're logged in, I can go into Members and My Profile. Scroll down a little ways, and you'll see that there is a caption option. I've already got it selected, but we can actually set to our chat logs, and we can actually follow along the chat logs, if you can believe it, as you watch the show in real time, as if you're actually getting those fed to you. So if you're watching the show after the fact, here's a really, really neat way to find out what was going on. So now I'm going to click on to... Keeping in mind that I am logged in, okay, because you have to be logged in for this feature. And it has to be enabled in your profile. I'm going to go back to that video and watch what happens here. So the video starts playing. And if you watch the bottom of the window, you're going to start seeing this. Stuff that came through in the chat room live during the broadcast. So even if you're not able to watch the show live, you're able to follow along with the chat room and kind of get... I think what's fun about that is that you can follow along and you can get some of the dialogue that's happening behind the scenes, because here at the show at Category 5, it's not just about the people who are on air. It's largely about the community who's participating in the show in the chat room, and that's one of the ways that you can actually tap into that and follow along. Alternatively, if you don't want to follow it along as subtitles, you can click on chat logs, and you can in fact just read them as if you were in the chat room, but then of course you've got to scroll as the video happens. But same text exactly. And there's everything that was said. All the links, when we say, links are going to be posted, you can get them from the chat logs if they were posted in the chat room. Chat room right now is going nuts and saying, "Hi, how are you?" Everybody say hi, because people are now saying, "Hey, let's check out these chat logs." So now is your chance. This is your 15 seconds of fame as I elevate my chair. So some really, really cool features to try to make it so that you can follow along with the chat stuff. And of course, we have on our homepage, I'll just scroll down a little ways here to the bottom, you'll see comments. So make sure you post your comments, start a discussion, get talking about the episodes, and even if you watch it live, get onto the website later and comment on your favorite episodes. And of course, that will make you able to be a part of our top commenters, which happens on the right-hand side of our page here. This is on our homepage. So right now, our top commenter is Jot. So congratulations, Jot. There you have it. So get on over to Category5TV. Just one of the cool features on our website that are available for you if you are registered, and registration, again, is absolutely free at Category5TV. Nice to see you all.
Nice to see everyone also in the chat room. Looking at Dennis, Kelly, Jot. I'm Tech5.
I see Eric1212. I see you.
Good guy. And also
I see Flat Slide and FBTV Gunner Swede. Does that remind you of? That's before your time.
I guess so. What's it from?
That's from Polka Dot Door, isn't it? The Magic Mirror? She's like, Polka Dot Door?
What?
I don't know what that is.
Friendly Giant, what?
Friendly Giant. I think I know that.
It's like, oh, he makes vegetables, doesn't he?
Yeah. Makes green peas.
Well, this is a viewer question extravaganza, so hey, get your questions into us. Join the chat room, Category 5 on Freenode. Erika, you've got a full mailbag there. I'll let you take it away, and we're going to do our best to get through as many of these questions as we can tonight.
Yes, there is quite a bit, but let's get through them. So, I have a question. It's from Ed in BTR.
Hello!
And it says, I've been trying to install Clonezilla image.
Clonezilla, okay.
Clonezilla to VirtualBox running on Mint 13 per your tutorials in episodes 307 and 313.
Okay.
I initially kept getting kernel panics from Consola 1.1.0.8.
You got to think Godzilla.
Godzilla?
Clonezilla. Clonezilla.
Now I got it. I'll never forget. But finally, I got it to boot after I burned the image to a CD. And by booting it in safe mode, my problem is that I don't have a server, so I wrote the image to an external USB hard drive. I can't figure out how to mount the USB hard drive so that Clonezilla can find it to restore the image to the VirtualBox drive. Is there any help? It'll be greatly appreciated.
Okay, so now you've created the clone, but you're trying to boot from the USB, and virtualization is a little bit different because it's virtual USB, not physical USB.
Right.
What I'm going to do on Clonezilla's website, clonezilla.org, what we want to do is we want to download the CD with i386, not AMD64, but i386 mode and ISO format. Let's download it right now. And if all goes well and SourceForge is good to us right now, it's going to send us a file. There we go. There it comes. 144 megs. It's got just a few seconds. I'm going to go into VirtualBox. While that's downloading, 12 seconds left. In VirtualBox now, I can test on any of my systems. Why don't I use this Point Linux system? Just pretend that it's any system. What you need to do, notice that I'm not actually going to try to boot from that bootable media that you created. That's fine for your physical machine. We're going to do something different. You want to use the same version as what you used for when you downloaded the ISO before. Basically, for that USB drive, you want to probably use the same version. Not necessarily needed, but probably good practice. So let's pretend Point Linux, this particular computer here, is just my empty computer that I want to clone back to. So let's just make that assumption. And so right-click and go Properties, and then Storage, and you see how the CD drive is empty? Here's where VirtualBox, it just blows your mind as far as what virtualization can accomplish. Click on this CD icon over here and go choose a virtual CD DVD disk file. Notice that it's almost finished downloading, so I'm just going to wait just for a split second here. There, it's done. So now I choose that, and I browse to my downloads, and I grab that Clonezilla image and hit open. Now I've actually got that ISO file mounted to my virtual machine. So I hit OK, and I boot it. Double click. So now as VirtualBox boots, it's actually going to boot into Clonezilla. I didn't need a CD. I didn't need a bootable USB drive. All I needed was that ISO file mounted as if it's an actual physical CD to the virtual machine. The virtual machine doesn't know any better because it's virtual. It's brilliant. Virtualization is awesome. So once you get the hang of the fact that it is virtual and you can do things that you can't necessarily do with a physical computer, then you'll be just absolutely flying. So give that a go. And then when you get to the point that you need to get your image back, here's what you'll need to do. You'll need to pop in your USB drive into the host. The host will detect it. Okay, I don't have one to show you with, but when the host detects it, you need to then unmount it in the host. Because if Linux is using it, well, then you're trapped using it in Linux and you can't use it in your virtual machine. So one of these drives, it's going to show up here. Just hit the eject button next to it and that will unmount it. Once it's unmounted, back in your virtual machine here, if you absolutely need to do it this way, go to hit your right control button to release your mouse, go down to the bottom here, Devices, USB Devices, and you'll actually see your USB flash drive there now that it's unmounted in Linux. So you click on it, it mounts it to your computer, to your virtual computer, I should say, and then you've got access to not only the boot, because you're booted up into Clonezilla from the ISO, but also to your data, because you have now mounted it to the virtual machine as a virtual hard drive. I'm not sure of the order. You may want to mount the USB first before you boot up, because Clonezilla may detect it at a certain time. I'm not too sure. And worst comes to worst, you could also mount it on on a computer on your network. Just, here's a theory for you if you have trouble. Mount it on a computer on your network, share it, and then you can browse to it using networking just like I did. So good luck. I sure hope that helps. I know it's a bit confusing to grasp the whole concept of virtualization right out the gate, but once you get there, it's pretty awesome. So good luck. Keep us posted, all right?
Okay.
Thanks for the question.
No problem. Thank you for answering that. So we have another question. It's from Michal from Deban.
Hello.
And he says, "Hi Robbie, I have a problem with the camera on my laptop, an Asus X550C, but the camera work is seen too dark. I tried to set up a cheese, but nothing happens. Windows 7's installed in the drivers for the camera, and it works perfectly, but dislikes Windows. And I beg for help. I want you to look at look at it, but at the same time, the difference is a problem for me because he lives in Germany.
Oh, okay, so time difference.
Yeah, like the time difference is a problem.
I appreciate you sending an email. I know it's tough to have to translate into English and then to have to watch this back in English and try to grasp all the concepts. So we're running an Asus laptop. Camera works fine in Windows, but bringing it up in Cheese, the webcam booth software for Linux, it's too dark. So let me see what I can come up with for you. Let's bring up Cheese. I've got a webcam here. Sound and video, Cheese. I know it sounds cheesy. Okay, whoa! Awesome. Okay, so the camera's too dark. I don't know your setup, and I don't know your camera. I don't have one to test with, so I'm just going to have to make an assumption that your drivers are simply set too dark. Here we're sitting under studio lights, and there's my hand. Can you see it? It's there. Promise you it is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Edit, Preferences, and go to Image. And lo and behold, my webcam has got some settings here for brightness and contrast. Now, if I turn up brightness, you'll see, oh, that looks just as bad, right? Turn it up all the way. Oh, boy, you're getting horrible picture now. There you go. So what we want to do, let's try resetting them both to midpoint. Watch what's going to happen when we bring up the contrast slowly here. Now we're starting to get a picture. See, I've got my contrast down about there. I've got a little oversaturation. There's too much brightness there. So let's just get a bit of a bit brighter. Play around with some of the settings. And now you can see, hey, camera is starting to look okay. There you go. It's not horrible. It's not as dark as it was.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's certainly a webcam running at 640 by 480, but that is what it is. So, hey, you can't really complain because that's what it is. It's a webcam. So give that a try in Cheese. See if that's all it is. If it is all that it is, fantastic. That's wonderful. Windows, because most webcams are built and tested on Windows primarily. What I mean is the manufacturer, what do? They send you the disk for Windows.
Windows, yeah.
Here's the Windows driver. Great, because usually those Windows drivers come with what? Auto brightness, auto white balance, auto contrast, and this driver automatically compensates for the room brightness. Mm-hmm. Where on Linux, because you don't have that software that came with the webcam, you may have to tweak it a little bit, and your software should have some kind of settings just like Cheese does here. So good luck. Let us know. Hope that helps. Thanks for the question.
Great, thank you. We got one from Jot.
Hey, Jot.
He says, I've noticed recently you've put a lot more old episodes online, so I looked at some and noticed you call yourself a technologist. Well, since I can't find a good definition of that, I was wondering what is a technologist and why you call yourself that? And do you still call yourself that? From Jot.
I wonder if there's an actual definition.
Well,
yes, there is. Google, define, technologist. Engineer, a person who uses scientific knowledge to solve practical problems. Now, that's a little bit vague. I think that technologist as a general term is somebody who works with technology to solve problems, basically. Do I still call myself that? No, not really, because it's a title, right? So now, these days, because I closed down my business 5 years ago, I am a host. I am a talk show host. Makes things a lot easier on my business card. And then you get questions 5 years later saying, what's a technologist? Seriously, you do. So, I closed down my business 5 years ago, so now it's not really my title. Wow. I am a senior web programmer. That's my official title.
I can't wait to get a title. Well, I do have a title, co-host.
Co-host, yeah.
Co-host.
You've got the business card to prove it.
Yeah.
So, awesome business card. You can get them from shop.category5.tv.
Definitely. I have a nice picture. I look good. For once. Actually,
I look good.
I like
if
my
you'd like to see
card.
how good I look, buy my business card. There's also an 8x10 there with you. Did you know that? Shop.category5.tv.
A lot of the pictures around here in the studio, we have...
we've got more coming, actually. Seriously, I'm not even joking, guys. Viewers, if you want to send us your pictures, I'm actually starting to... Oh, my goodness, I've got too much stuff stacked on top of stuff. Getting picture frames. Literally buying, getting deals as deals come up and picture frames. And we are looking currently for a place to print our photos and stuff. And we're actually putting together a wall of viewer photos that have been sent to us. So
that'd be
we've got a handful of your photos that you have sent in.
We already have
We've got the postcard wall, which is absolutely plastered. We still welcome your postcards.
I love all the colors.
Yeah. You can get our address from the bottom of the website, Category5TV. But we're actually putting together a kind of a collage of pictures that viewers have sent us. So if you've got a good one of you watching the show or doing something regarding the show, wearing a Category 5 shirt or doing something crazy, send it in. You never know. Might show up on our wall. Well, what do you say? Should we hit these news stories and get this out of the way, and then we will
get through
more of your questions. But also, we've made a couple of mentions, name drops of our shop.category5.tv. I've got some Category 5 premium vinyl stickers to give away tonight. So make sure you are in the chat room, Category5.tv. Oh, they're awesome.
They're awesome.
Ready for it?
I have them on my laptop, and everyone always asks at school, they're like, oh, what is that? I'm like, that's just the show I co-host.
Go to this site. I look awesome.
I look awesome in my pictures for once. Don't even ask me about my student card.
Alrighty.
Okay.
For another show.
Yeah.
Ready for it?
Yes.
Take it away.
So we have one from...
Whoa, it's me. It's not supposed to be me. Let's see here. Okay, look at what I got to do here. I'm getting used to this new system, guys.
It's really cool, though. So
it is really
because it's cool.
Ready?
Take 2 minutes. And
I look like I'm looking way up in the sky, though. This thing is way too big. Okay, go.
Okay, so here's some of the top stories in the Category5.tv newsroom. So a pen which vibrates when it detects its owner making a mistake to undergo testing in schools. The Learn Shift or Learning Pen does not require ink or special paper to work and uses an interval gyroscope to work out what is being written.
That's interesting and annoying. Could you imagine you saying...
Is it like spelling mistakes?
Stop it, pen. I'm dyslexic.
For spelling mistakes, oh man.
Oh boy, you're in trouble.
That'd be so dumb. It'd be cool though, but then I don't know, I feel like
it'd be a whole new form of bullying, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All the kids in school writing with this pen,
and then whoever makes the little noise,
Billy,
like
spelling error.
That'd be.
That's kind of cool though. The technology has gotten us to the point where it can do that.
Well,
interesting.
That is really cool.
Okay, here's another story for you. Twitter users in Turkey have reported that the social media site has been blocked in their country by their government. Some users trying to open the Twitter.com website are apparently being redirected to a statement by Turkey's telecommunications regulator. It cites a court order to apply protection measures on their website. This comes after PM Recep Tayyip Erdogan vowed to wipe out Twitter. That's a quote, wipe out Twitter, following damaging allegations of corruption in his inner circle. There are about 10 million Twitter users across Turkey. The day that Twitter went dark, where were you? I felt I didn't know how to get my news anymore when Twitter went dark. So imagine a whole country being blocked.
Yeah.
I had to use Google to get news. Because you couldn't... And that seemed like, what is this news from 2 days ago?
Yeah.
I want to go to twitter.com/search, type in #Barry, hit enter, and watch as people talk about the things that are happening right this moment. That's how lazy we become.
Well,
so what do you...
Innovative.
It's innovative. It's awesome. That's the world we're in. But where you, the consumer, know the news before it even makes its way to the newscast. So, but when Twitter goes dark, where do you get that news from?
You have to rely on
Facebook.
Facebook complaints.
So whole country. That's
hopefully
they'll
10
get that
million
sorted.
People. That's intense.
It's a lot of users too. That's got to be hurting Twitter.
Yeah. So Sony has unveiled a prototype for a virtual reality headset for its PlayStation 4 console at a developers conference in San Francisco.
Nice.
Sony has been quietly working on the technology called Project Morpheus for 3 years. The prototype will be made available to developers, but no commercial release date was given. Project Morpheus is head-mounted display with a 1080p resolution and a 90-degree field of view. It has sensors built into the unit that can track head orientation and movement, so that when a user's head moves, the image of the virtual reality world moves with it. That is
nice.
So cool.
I want it.
Now I have to get a PS4. Just for that reason.
I've seen some clips of people use, and they've been talking about this for a few years, and it's really cool to actually see a prototype that is working. And so, you see people trying this thing out, and they're like, their minds are blown.
Yeah.
Because, when have you had that kind of immersive experience in a consumer product? I'd like to see the price tag. I'm sure that prices have... it said that your story said that prices haven't been...
Yeah,
or date prices.
No commercial date release. No, doesn't say anything about prices.
Thousands of dollars.
I hope
thousands.
not.
But as a consumer product, can you imagine being able to sit in your living room with a 1080p TV stuck to your face? And 1080p, you think of an HD television, and it's yay big, and seems pretty big, but it's not huge. Now, by today's standards, put it up to your face, and especially when you can go like this, you're gonna feel like there is no end to the size of this screen.
That's gonna be really cool.
I wonder if Blu-ray, IMAX videos and things could happen. That's
getting blown out of your seat, IMAX, like with the commercials and stuff, with the wind blowing.
Imagine a movie where you could actually look around and be the camera and do this, because they can shoot stuff with panoramic video cameras. They've shown all the 3D and panoramic video footage that they can do, and IMAX does that kind of stuff, and you can look around in a big auditorium. But imagine with something strapped to your face and being able to do that. That would be cool. But gaming
so cool.
In particular, because then they don't need anything more than the game rig.
Right.
In a game. What's your favorite game on PS whatever?
Oh, PS3?
PS3, PS4?
Skyrim.
Which is that like a horror?
No. Do you recall Oblivion?
Do you recall Polka Dot Door? See?
No.
It's we're
okay,
even.
Someone in the chat room has to know what Oblivion and Skyrim and...
Well, it's the genre. What genre? Zombies?
No, I'm not into zombies.
Space flight?
No, it's like more like magical dwarves
like
and...
Zelda type stuff?
Yeah, you go on quests. Think about Fallout.
Okay, that's the one with the after the nuclear winter kind of.
Yeah, but think about so many quests. You have like a big bag. You have so
My
many.
kids are young,
you have so many items that you can do like alchemy. You could do. Think of like World of Warcraft, but in a video game that is on like
and
a
being
PS3.
able to look around. now think about being able to look around. And
like that would be cool to imagine like all the arrows and like I like quest games. I'm into that.
Okay.
Type of style. Like I have like the like the first person shooter games, but I really really like the questing games because I like magical, getting lost in that.
So is it gonna mess with our brain? I think when you get a tablet to write on that puts it up on your screen like a Wacom tablet, it takes time for you to get it through your head that as I write down here, it's coming up there on the screen, because I'm so used to writing on paper. So with this, how much is it going to mess with your mind that you're looking at things and going like this, but you're not able to walk? You have to walk like this. It
was like getting used to the Wii with controlling just like how...
But that seems logical, like because you're going like that and you're hitting an invisible ball.
Yeah.
But this is like
this is totally
you're walking
different.
by pushing a joystick and moving around. That's going to be weird. Okay, well, here's our final story for tonight. Microsoft, there they are. They are making some noise. They are caught up in a privacy storm after they admitted reading a Hotmail inbox of a blogger. They were pursuing a software leak investigation, and apparently it's okay for them to do that. On Thursday, Microsoft acknowledged that they read the anonymous blogger's email in order to identify an employee it's suspected of leaking information. Microsoft owns Hotmail, a free email service that now is called Outlook.com. In 2012, Microsoft had been alerted to the fact that the blogger, whose identity was kept anonymous in the court papers, had been given some stolen lines of code from the not yet released Windows 8 operating system. The blogger then posted screenshots of the unreleased Windows operating system on their blog. To figure out the source of the leak, here's the kicker. Microsoft began an investigation, and as a part of that search, they looked into the blogger's accounts to find out the name of the employee. So that's pretty ominous in and of itself. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're all concerned about privacy and things like that. Here's the kicker. The search was legal. Microsoft didn't break any rules because it falls within Microsoft's terms of service, which states the company can access information in accounts that are stored on its communication services. That includes email, chat, forums, and all other communication facilities owned by Microsoft.
Which is basically almost everything.
Did you know that when you signed up for Outlook and started putting all your company and personal files in their cloud storage infrastructure?
Mm-hmm. I've never used cloud just for security reasons. Like, I don't use it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I didn't even know that until right now.
Now you know.
Now you know.
and there you have it. I mean, that's ominous and a little bit scary. Get the full stories with links and everything else, category5.tv/newsroom.
And the Category 5 .TV newsroom is researched by Roy W. Nash with contributions by our community of viewers. And if you have a news story you think is worthy of an on-air mention, email newsroom@category5.tv. And for the Category5.tv newsroom, I'm Erika Lalonde.
Thanks, Erika. Really, I appreciate viewers who send in stories to the newsroom at category5.tv. We mention Roy W. Nash after each newsroom segment, but he faithfully sends us several news stories every week. And Roy, we really, really appreciate that you do that for us. Saves me a lot of time getting out the stories, and I can just weed through and pick the ones that we think are of interest to our viewers. So thank you, Roy W. Nash, for all the work that you do, and all the other viewers who contribute to the show as well. This is Category 5 Technology TV. It's so nice to have you here. I love having you joining us tonight, being a part of our community. You can join us in the chat room, category5.tv, or Category 5 on Freenode. You can get there through our website, category5.tv. If you're there now, I have these vinyl stickers. They look like they are printed with a white background. They are actually transparent, so they will stick to whatever, and you are able to... you stick that on a laptop and you'll just see the letters. How cool is that? Well, I've got this to give away. So you've got the light one and the dark one. Thank you, Vanna. There it is. Here you go, folks. Drawbot has jumped into the chat room, has got your names. Here we go. Let us know where you're from. Jump into the chat room, Category 5 on Freenode. Ping us there. Let us know what state, what province, what area of the world you come to us from. Bill 777, it's nice to see you again. Nua2, GWG, Alket, Shine Shadow, Garby, Bob K64.
Talkie Toaster.
They're flying by. Mick Rip. This is where it's like if you have a really long name, it's really hard for me to shout it out real fast because they fly by, don't they? John, that's easy. Good guy.
Puppy.
I'm gonna have to call GWG GRUB just so it fits. FBTV, I'm gonna have to call you that because there's just no time. Just no time. Good luck. This is for Category 5 Technology TV Premium Vinyl Sticker. They are water resistant. You can put them through the dishwasher a number of times before they will fall off. They will stick to your mugs, to your cups, they will stick to your laptop without leaving a sticky, icky residue.
Nope.
You can peel them off, and there is nothing left behind. The winner tonight is... Tachos! Tachos is like the king! Congratulations, Tachos! Our winner tonight of some Category 5 stickers. There you go. That's coming your way. Congratulations. He's like the new Jot.
Has he been winning?
Just winning and winning and winning. Congratulations.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Stealing all
Jot's
the
got
prizes.
some competition.
Yeah, there you go. This is Category 5 Technology TV. Our website, there it is, category5.tv. Thanks for sending in your questions. Erika, we're going to jump right back into the mailbag. And if you've got a question for me in the chat room, make sure you ping me, post it in the chat room, but then if you don't hear back from us, just private message me probably, and then I'll see if I can get to it. Thank you.
So we have another question. It's from Cal Hydro. So he's saying that I installed VortexBox. You featured on a show, and it was easy and painless, unlike your on-air adventure.
Unlike what we went through.
So my issue is that the storage locations for the music, movies, and photo files are hard-coded into the installation.
Ah.
I have a number of NAS devices, FreeNAS, Unraid, and Seagate NAS box.
Okay.
I would like to change the storage locations for the various media to these other NAS devices. So he says he has a link here of the following thread to the VB forum.
Okay, and what does he say about that?
It says that it describes the workaround as removing the existing VB directories.
Okay.
And to use a symbolic link to access the network storage locations on the network device.
Okay, when he says VB, he means VortexBox.
Yes. That's
the system that Eric and I attempted to demonstrate, but we hit some snags because our internet was unreliable that night here at the studio. Unfortunately, we had some dropouts, and that actually affected the presentation, and therefore, it made it look bad. But as our viewer here is saying, Cal Hydro, it worked just fine. Mentioning removing those folders where it saves the audio files and video files and everything, removing those and replacing them with symlinks, to me that sounds like a bad idea. I'll tell you why. It's not. I won't say a bad idea. It doesn't sound like the right way. If I were to tell you how to do it, I don't think I would go the symlink way. It sounds like a bit of a hack around. Instead, you know about mount points, and you know how to mount things. We've talked about here on the show, and use it as a search term on our website, category5.tv. You can actually use the search on the right-hand side of the site and type in mount point, all one word, and see what you come up with. Mount points are basically empty folders on Linux, which you can use to mount other media. That can be an external hard drive, that can be a USB drive, that can be another hard drive physically in your computer, that can be Samba shares on your NAS box. All you need is SMBFS. Yeah, Samba file system. It would just fuse, right? And I've talked about it on the show before, so I'm going to kind of get over to our website here. Let's see if I can find it. I'm going to actually search for SMBFS over on the right-hand side. Let's see if anything comes up. If it was a keyword in that episode, it should. Let's see. Powered by Google. Not running overly fast tonight, Google. It's called SMBFS. You can do a search on our website for mount a Samba, S-A-M-B-A, share, and that will come up with it. Because what you can do, okay, here's what I'm thinking as the search results are not coming up for some reason. Maybe there's a problem with our search tonight, and I'll take a look after the show. What I'm thinking is, instead of moving anything, just tell the system, keep dropping them to where you're dropping them, but so leave those folders empty and turn them into a mount point using your FS tab. Okay, there's another search query for you, which you can use on our website to try to track down videos where I've demonstrated this. In your FS tab file, you can say, okay, the videos folder, this is where it's going to save the videos. In its case, I think there was one called FLAC, for example. for the audio. So you could create a share on your server called FLAC, and you could create empty that folder on the VortexBox, go into your FS tab file, and point your mount, create a mount point, or create a mount using SMBFS, CIFS, I should say. Oh my goodness, I'm throwing out so many acronyms. SMBFS is the old version. CIFS is another great search query. That's the new version. So when you do an apt-get install, do apt-get install CIFS. That's what you're going to want. And that's going to allow you to use FS tab to mount that server to the FLAC folder. And when it's mounted to the FLAC folder, anything that gets saved to the FLAC folder will actually be saving to the server. And that did bring up some results. SMBFS. Let's try CIFS. Unless it's dreadfully slow for some odd reason. Well, that was interesting. Popped up in a white window. Oh, look at this. Editing your etc/fs tab file to support a CIFS mount point as per the previous lesson using SMBFS. Okay, so use that. Episode 296. And because, see, this is, we've kind of gone over it before, but this is one of the things that's nice about Linux. I don't care if you're running Point Linux or Debian or Ubuntu or Mint or Fedora or whatever it is that you happen to be running, or VortexBox, which is a Fedora-based system. It doesn't matter. It will work. It's the same kind of commands. It's the same stuff. It's Linux. So give it a go. Give it a try. Let us know how it goes. Hope all that makes sense, but watch that episode and you'll find out more. All right, we should jump into the next question, try to nail out as much of these as we can. We've got about 8 minutes left to the show. Thank you very much for your question, Cal Hydro.
Yeah, thank you. So we have a question from Napa Polar Bear, and the question is like, can you run VortexBox on a Raspberry Pi, and how to set up the SD card?
I'm sensing a theme. VortexBox. Okay, no, you cannot run it on the Raspberry Pi. That is because it is, as I just mentioned, Fedora-based. Fedora is not installable on an ARM-based system. It has to be x86. So your Raspberry Pi, which is an ARM-based system, or is it Atom? Sorry. Anyways, it's not x86. I think it might be Atom. You're not able to install it because it will not work on that. It won't work on that architecture. So. You have to use like a PC. So there you have it.
Well, thank you for your question, Napa Polar Bear.
Thanks, buddy.
We have one from Alpec.
Hey, Alpec.
And he says, so he thought that I would try Point Linux on a second hard drive. Okay. However, it did not recognize that GRUB was already on my primary hard drive. And now I cannot boot into Ubuntu. I can always reinstall, but I'm sure you know an easier method.
Yeah, you don't need to reinstall just because GRUB is broken, right? Super GRUB disk. That's what it used to be called. Super GRUB disk. I'm just Googling for this because that's a verb. supergrubdisk.org. I know that they've changed their name as, and I always forget it for some reason, Rescatux. That's what you need. So supergrubdisk.org is the website, okay? supergrubdisk.org with a K. For those of you who are listening to Category 5 radio, or there you go. Rescatux includes Super GRUB disk, GRUB2 disk, fixes GRUB and GRUB2, checks and fixes file systems, blah blah blah. That's the tool that you need in order to fix a botched GRUB. Which is that's your GRUB bootloader. So when you turn on your computer, it'll say you've got this operating system, and this operating system. Select them from the menu, and you can boot up whichever one you want without having to wipe out the system. So good luck, Rescatux from supergrubdisk.org. Next up, what's
we got
this?
Some pictures.
What have we here? I'm going to have to bring these up on the show.
Yeah, you should bring these up.
Okay, who's this from? What's that?
This is from Dennis Kelly of what he's done with the stickers.
So Dennis Kelly has got some premium vinyl Category 5 logo stickers from shop.category5.tv. And let's bring up the... I'm just going to bring these up here. Save image as desktop. Let's hope that that's good. I grabbed one of them. I saw there were multiples, but...
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's awesome.
There you go. There's a Category 5 TV sticker put to good use. I hope it's not peach juice.
I don't like peach.
Cool.
Okay.
Thanks for sending that in.
Yeah, thank you from our...
That was Dennis.
Dennis Kelly. So we have another question. We have a couple more, actually, but
Great.
we'll see if we can get through this one. So it's from Tony.
Hey, Tony.
And he says that he saw one of our episodes. He saw a brief glimpse of your monitor showing all the available displays you could switch between.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought I could use something similar. So my current setup is a room with 3 very large monitors on the wall, 3 workstations, 3 computers each, and 6 monitors total. There is also a couple of normal computer desktop setups in the room, and there's a total of 20 desktop monitors.
Okay. That's 20 monitors.
20 monitors.
I hope you're doing phase shifting. Like you don't have everything plugged into one phase on your power.
Well, he says with 3 computers each, 6 monitors total. So there's also a couple of normal computer desktops. There's a total of 20.
Are we talking like a computer lab or something?
Yeah, like that's what it mostly sounds like. I would
either that or a really wicked game party.
Yeah, like
LAN party at this guy's place. All right, Tony, we're moving in.
We got 20 monitors. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, so what's going on? So I brought out my webcam so I can actually like show you what our setup looks like. Okay, there you go. Hi, you can see my reflection. So yeah, there are all our buttons and everything. Okay, so what is the question?
So we would like to be able to pick up and choose any of the 20 desktop monitors and display it on one of the 3 large monitors. So it looks like he has 3 large monitors and then 20 desktop monitors.
Okay.
And he wants to be able to pick it up and then display it on the 3 large monitors from the smaller ones. So he said that we used to be able to do this operation, but Java updates have left our system pretty useless. The software is called Lynx Digital Matrix Switcher, made by our GP Spectrum. The device looks to be something called Accent 3. Integrated access controller. RGB has been less than helpful in resolving the issues. So they need something that works, and really they're looking for a main recommendation.
So this is like a rack mount unit that takes a whole bunch of DVI and connects all of those computers together and lets you switch between which is the view. How fast is your networking? That's what I'd like to know. If you've got gigabit network, I'm able to bring up my screen. And I don't know if you can tell, but I've got a really kickin' frame rate. I don't know if you noticed, but it's actually 60 frames per second. I have no DVI outputs coming out of that computer. I have no wiring going from this computer to the other computer. I have no HDMI out going to an HDMI in, because here's the problem, is that you to have that many capture devices to capture 20 or 30 computers would be a nightmare. Instead, you're on a LAN, okay? You're on a network. Each of these computers has, what? An IP address. So, set it up as an IP camera. And that is done through Telestream Wirecast, the software that we use here at Category 5 Technology TV, as you can see. And it includes a piece of software called, you notice it's actually minimized on my 4th desktop at all times. There it is, Desktop Presenter. If I bring that up, you'll see that it is in fact Desktop Presenter powered by Wirecast, and it's running a network stream from my desktop over my IP, so 10.0.0.70, right? So, if that's the case, then let's bring up Wirecast, and let's actually bring up my demo computer shot. And if you can see that, it is actually pulling from desktop computer, which is the demo computer there, 10.0.0.70. That's all configured through Wirecast. So what that means is that I could have as many computers on my network as I want, all streaming through the network to Telestream Wirecast, and it would all be brought in as a camera source. It would show up as one of my cameras here in Telestream Wirecast. So Wirecast is available for you at cat5.tv/Wirecast. There are a couple of different versions that are available to you. Make sure that you let them know that you heard of them through Category 5 Technology TV. It's great streaming software, and it's going to allow you to do all that kind of fancy switching. So can't go wrong. Can't beat that. No wires. Look at that.
That is cool.
We used to have to connect capture devices. I'd have to have a capture device for every computer, right? And it worked great.
Yeah.
And it was reliable because it's a wire going from the video out to the video in, but quite often it was D-sub, and so it was analog, low quality. This is perfectly digital, 60 frames a second. Brilliant quality. There you have it. That's all the time that we have, folks. Thank you for the questions. And if we had missed any questions, we'll certainly take care of those for you next week. So if you didn't hear your question tonight, please join us again next week. Next week is going to be fun. We've got Bailey J. Thompson joining us for the very first time, and we are going to install that new electronic outlet which has 2 USB charging ports. So you can plug your iPad and tablet and phone and whatever else directly into the
without having to use up one of the outlets. That's perfect.
Before the show, we're looking around for an iPad charger and everything, and it's like, well, where is it? Well, that would eliminate the need. So I really, really like that idea. Mm-hmm. Shout out to all of our viewers, all of our new viewers especially. We want to welcome you to the community. Let's bring up our map here as well to be able to say hi to you. We've got you in Ankara, Washington, Philadelphia. Loads of viewers out there. Buenos Aires.
Montevideo.
Colorado Springs. Nice to see ya. And in Zurich. Munich. And there are some words that you'll notice that I don't even try to pronounce because I don't want to offend. But we see ya. We love ya. We appreciate ya. And it's so nice to have you as a part of our community. Thanks for joining us at Category5.tv. Thanks, everybody. That's all the time that we have for tonight. Have a fantastic week, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next Tuesday night.
And I'll look forward to seeing you when I'm back.
Thanks, Erika. Good to see you.
No problem.
Take it easy.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Category 5 TV broadcasts live from Barrie, Ontario, Canada every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this on demand or through cable TV, check out the local show times in your area at Category5.tv and find out when you can watch live and interact in the community chat room. Category 5 is a production of Prodigy Digital Solutions and is licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 2.5 Canada. We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.